Let's continue then. Dobrý den.
Dobrý den. Děkuji. Tak pojď.
Let's start over here before even telling you where we are. That can wait for later. But let's gain the opportunity that simply we can see this little map. Okay, so basically the core of the map shows the today's Czech Republic. The today's Czech Republic borders with Germany, Austria, Slovakia, and Poland. Why there are some areas or cities marked on the map in today's Poland and today's Germany? Because Silesia and Lusatia historically were part of the Czech kingdom, but are not anymore. Now, the Czech territory is divided by this green line in the middle into two historical lands, Bohemia with Prague over here and Moravia. Now, this does not have a significance today because the administrative division is different, but had a great importance in the past, including the Jews, because the Jewish settlements in Bohemia and Moravia developed differently. Bohemia on one hand with Prague, so Prague was the only capital of a kingdom in Europe where Jews were permitted to live, let's say in 16 and 1700s. So, and Prague's Jewish community was so dominant that, let's say, yet in early 1700s, the number of the Jews in Prague was outnumbering all the other communities in the rest of Bohemia. In Moravia, the situation developed differently, because from all the big cities, like Brno, where we are going on Thursday, or Olmos or others, Jews were expelled in 1454. So the biggest Jewish community established itself in Nikolsburg or Mikulov. Now, let's understand that when in 1500s the kings started to pursue the idea that apart from the position of the chief rabbi of a town, they wanted to have a Rav Medina, meaning land rabbi, Landesrabbiner in German, who would be representing foreign there and will be responsible for all the Jews in the land. So even that established differently in Bohemia and Moravia. First of all, in Moravia, the position started earlier, already in like 1500s. And the scheme that became a tradition was that whoever was elected to be the Rav of Nikolsburg, which was the biggest Jewish community, was also elected the Rav Medina. In a second election by a different board, because one was the city board and the other was the land board, but it was always the same person. Now, on the position we can find some significant names of rabbis, and some of them you probably would not be attributing to Nikolsburg. So Let me start in the 1500s with the Maharal, who spent there actually more time than he did on the actual position of the chief rabbi of Prague, but earlier. Then, 2 generations later, I would mention Yom Tov Lipman Heller, the Tosfot Yom Tov, who spent there a year or 2, but was there. Then, in the 1700s, I would mention Shmelke Horowitz, one of the early disciples of the Hasidic rabbis, but I will be more concrete, on Thursday when we will be passing by Nikolsburg between Brno and Vienna. His Talmid, his student, Mordechai Bennett, and then the last person who was elected to the position in the traditional way in 1847 for 4 years was Shimshon Raphael Hirsch, whom I have already mentioned today. But between his North German period and his South German period, he spent 4 years over here, but these were very important 4 years, as he was the leader of the Jews there in the time of the Civil Revolution in Austria in 1848, and even had to speak in front of the Viennese parliament. So, in Bohemia, on contrary, the position was established later, and Prague was so unique that it was excluded from the jurisdiction. So in Prague, they were chief rabbis, 2 chief rabbis. Chief rabbi of Prague and chief rabbi of the country, who was responsible for all the communities but Prague. Now, all the places on the map marked by the red circles are places where Jewish communities were established before 1418. All the places marked by the green circles are places where Jewish communities were established before the 30 Years' War, meaning before 1618. And in all the places marked by the yellow circles, the Jewish communities were established yet before 1780. If you see a year after the name of the place, it's a year of expulsion of all the Jews from such a place. And if you see more than 1 year, meaning it had happened more than once. Okay, let's go this way, please.